We done it, folks. We are at all-time highs. What the hell is going on, Isaac?
Yes, sir.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a
Hitting
beautiful
all-time
thing.
highs. Resize your screen so you can zoom in a little bit on that.
Oh, this is my screen. I don't know how I'm
You know
gonna-
what, though? We got to do this. I got to do the intro, okay? We did it, folks. All right? All the fear we were in, the 17% greed level, people just giving up, capitulating, whining about their damn bags to me on the internet. I'm saying, don't sell your crypto. I told you that all-time highs were coming back. This is the day my little hill can be danced upon. I'm here for it, and I love every single one of you that held your bags, that added to the positions when we're at the very, very low levels for the crypto market. Gustavo printed on the marinade. Love it. Absolutely love it. Crypto pricey. What is up? Kevin Parsons. Isaac, I'm sorry to cut you. I got to rant a little bit. You know, there's a lot of shit to talk about. We fucking get it, man.
No, there's a lot. This is crazy. I was just sitting there. I was making the show. I was like doing all the thumbnail stuff, and you're over there just screaming over there, like slam your chair. You're like, "We're here, baby! 109 new all-time high."
Oh, you know, it's because we are not the fair weather crypto TA people. Okay, I'm not saying could go up, could go down. I was like, I told you, we lost 90K. I understood that was crazy. That sucked, but I longed from $75,000 on up to where we're at right now. This has been one of the most, profit generating moments in my trading. Actually, by far the most profit I've made in trading over the last few weeks here. And I have some pretty key things that I'm going to be showing you on today's show to go over what Bitcoin did in the first year, kind of the first few months of its bull year of the bull market of 2021, how insanely similar it is to our current situation that we just went through, and how much more upside to expect before we run into some major resistance. And these, of course, not perfect metrics, but by God, we have things here to hold us up, to hold the price action up. Now let's take a look at the 1 minute chart because we are psychopaths. Here it is. All right. Absolutely beautiful. Maybe I need to scoot this a little bit.
Very good.
Let's see how that. No, that's pretty good. So this is the 1 minute chart. The official all-time high previously was at $109,464. Now, this is intense, man. This is intense. And I know I need my cowboy hat, but I'm kind of holding off on the cowboy hat and the Bitcoin shirt till I'm in Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, in general, it's great. We're seeing this. And what I missed this morning, I have my mom in town, so I was a little bit busy, but we did get that 15-minute green dot print. And honestly, guys, this is the crazy part about the situation is money flow is still technically in the red. Now, with the hype, with the mooning that's going on right now, the butt cheeks to the window glass, I could actually see another green dot being printed in this upper echelon. If we can get this momentum wave to pull back just a touch, come back down to about the 62 level, print a green dot, and have VWAP clip it up to the upside, this is where I can actually change and start opening longs when the momentum's to the upside, because the money flow is not even in the green yet on the 15-minute. That is the insane part about this. But there's a lot of stuff to talk about on the charts. But first, we got to do some housekeeping. You know what I mean? So if you are out there looking to secure your future and get your Bitcoin off exchanges, put it into either a cold storage wallet with our link in the description for the Arculus cold storage wallet. You use code BASE10, get 10% off of that. Or if you want to take the route of the tax incentives of an IRA and secure your family's future with Bitcoin in that regard and take advantage of that tax infrastructure, then by God, click the link in our description, go to Bitcoin IRA, give them a call, and tell them that the basement sent you, okay? You give a specific number a call, and you got to tell them that the basement sent you. I want to pull this up here real quick. So the number here is 877-936-7175. We got to, God, I wish I could zoom in on this a little bit. Let me see here.
Just say it one more time.
Yeah. So the number here, 877-936-7175. Tell them the Blockchain Basement sent you. They are great channel partners. They take care of the Blockchain Basement. They'll take care of you in securing your Bitcoin and your future with an IRA and taking advantage of those tax incentives. So make sure to give them a call. Let them know that Drew sent you. It's a great way to protect on, you know what? And if you are crazy like me, use the link in our description for the LBank trading profile here. Now I got a little bit of dry powder. Honestly, I only have like about $1,500 loaded in the hopper right now. I actually might load a couple more grand into this, but this is what I'm looking at on the short term. Okay, so this is the visible volume profile, and really, as I see the charts and everything play out, what we just went through, I am not going to be surprised if between this volume node of 85K up to about $100,000 ends up being the floor of the future for Bitcoin when we do go through a reasonable pullback. You have 94.8 as a key level, 84, and then 103.2. Now we are breaking in all-time highs. We are in undiscovered, unknown territories here. Liquidity is going to matter quite a bit. I know that there were, was it $2 billion worth of?
It was $2 billion worth of just Bitcoin and shorts. Yeah, $2 billion in trades going to be liquidated at $110,000 Bitcoin.
Right there.
And they are inches. Even if you look at the liquidity map on
let's go to CoinGlass.
Yeah, let's go to CoinGlass. Right exactly, pretty much exactly $110,130, almost $100 million worth of liquidity.
Ooh, boy, it's showing right there.
So that's some crazy stuff.
Oh man, well, and the shorts are piling up. They're betting against the market. It's a dead heat race on the 12-hour between the bears and the bulls. Can it continue breaking up from here? But you know what? We were looking at this earlier this week with Kelly, and we had never had the footing that we have had as we do right now to actually break up above and beyond the previous all-time high. This little stair step that we've made here is something that we didn't have in the two previous punches up to 108K and 109K. And now the general target for our breakout of this level is still at $113,000, $112,000, guys. Like, there is definite room to run in terms of trading. I still have an absolute bullish bias. I'm looking for the real turbulence and a little bit of chop out, maybe the same kind of structures we've seen in previous shelves to be created to actually find those chop, those little scalp trade positions. It is what it is. Boogaloo Bum, don't worry about missing your trade and you know what? If you stay true to your thesis and you know what works for you, man, the markets are always going to be there. And then we can keep printing money. I see Pat McCrotch calling out the white devil in Quince Ocha up in the chat. Shout out to you. Now, the general target still remains, from this breakout on the 4-hour up to about 113K. But something very, very interesting I wanted to dig into on this show for you guys. I showed TJ right before, because TJ's target and my target have been overlapping, but I've been more so to the downside. TJ goes a little bit over that to about 220, but his target is actually becoming much, much more tangible because of a key thing that I was looking at this morning. So we looked at this, our pullback of 2021. This is the first few months of 2021. We had pulled back by about 31%. Okay. And this is a very similar time frame manner and percentage pullback level that we have just went through. And this, whole celebration where I've been trading. Each one of these circled kind of highlighted moments are when the MACD turns bullish and we start cooking on up from the upside. But this pullback was indeed about 30% as well in the same general time frame in relevance to the 4-year cycle. So that being said, I decided to go check out, what follows that movement, to kind of look at what's coming for us, not just what's happened and celebrate what's happening, but what is likely to come. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of green upward trajectory from that green dot printing. And or rather, the green dot didn't print, but it was just the washout, the same level washout. We had 100% move on Bitcoin. And this is, we were at 42K down to 28K. A lot of people were complaining, leaving, all this crap. It was just so ridiculous. And we saw the same sentiment happen. We saw the same capitulation happen in this last pullback, but we have only pumped from that washout by about 45%. That leaves much room to gain. And honestly, the 100% movement that is similar to what we've seen in times past over a month or two's time frame actually brings us up to that original midterm target that I had at about $150,000. So that being said, nothing goes up into the right only, but I could actually see something like this, a healthy stair step. We have Bitcoin reserves being talked about today. Moon Boys Unite. That's right, Dylan K, because this shit is going down. And this is where the disbelief will come into the market. This is literally just following the ebb and flow of the average Bitcoin cycle here, you guys. This is the crazy part about this. So the target remain, in general, honestly, I wouldn't like 190, 180 feels very obtainable after seeing this pattern start to repeat from what we've seen in cycles past with this movement through this fib level. And we have some major news to go over in the show today that actually probably is going to hoist up the price a little bit stronger than we ever have in Bitcoin history. So just congratulations to everyone that's out here watching this show. This is so exciting for me to be a content creator that just would not give up on you guys, on the crypto markets. And here we are. We're absolutely rocking it. Now, in terms of the news and everything else going on, this came out this morning and we knew some big moves were coming for Bitcoin because $2 billion worth of Tether was minted earlier this morning. An absolute shitload of Tether was printed, $2 billion. It ended up obviously making a major move in the price action here. Now we move on to this. Billionaire Michael Novogratz, who I believe was at the New York crypto meetup yesterday. Yep. He's talking about Bitcoin going to 150K soon, which also lines up with that general chart pattern that I was showing you on this graph right here. If we see the same type of pump out of that 30% pullback that we've seen in cycles past, that ends up bringing us to just about $150,000. So I like his confluence. I like the reason that he's looking at. Let's have a listen to what Mr. Mike Novogratz is talking about here.
We had a euphoric top right around the inauguration, and a combination of a lot of things, Trump coin and whatnot. People say, okay, and crypto went back and tested where the the election breakout was. Now it looks like we'll take out 106, 107, 108 and make the next leg to 130, 150. And at that point, you're in price discovery, right? I keep thinking gold's a $22 trillion asset and crypto's a $2 trillion asset. And at one point, as more and more young people inherit the money for their old people that, kiss the face of God, you're going to see crypto equal gold. And that's a long way from here.
Man, it's coming for us. And the competition of Bitcoin towards gold, it's heating up. Bitcoin and gold share pretty similar characteristics. They're both based in physics. They're both based in the exertion that you have to put out to get something back. You have to put out energy and energy production to get Bitcoin back. But in gold, you have to put out energy and you also have to put out, manpower work. And both of them, in essence, share very similar characteristics, which, leads me to believe that there is something very similar to these. And gold is over a $20 trillion market cap right now. If Bitcoin accomplishes a $20 trillion market cap, that brings it to $1 million a token. Now, if the market continues to just act as we've seen in markets past, honestly, the 2028 target within reason is at $500,000. The conversation of $1 million Bitcoin is feasible within this time frame. That'd be a major break from that fib. But if we see the U.S. start to stack through the Treasury Bitcoin for a strategic reserve, their plan is to buy 200,000 Bitcoin a year and really kick off an economic arms race to, basically layer into Bitcoin. And now we're seeing the nation states lay out the framework for it. But not just nation states, you guys. We have states. Some of the biggest states in the United States are coming out here. I think we have the highlight here. Yes. So Texas has passed the first movement, or actually this is the second movement for the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill. But there is one more vote left to do, but Texas is the 8th biggest GDP on the planet. Okay. So this is a major catalyst that could end up really starting to print. People keep talking about Marinade. We got to look at Marinade's chart again today, Mr. Isaac, when we get to it. Yeah, because Marinade and Camino, I don't think that Solana is going to leave the DeFi ecosystem just for Ethereum. Solana is an aggressive competitor, so I could see that.
Speaking of Solana DeFi, today is actually the day where they're opening up the Drift DeFi for Solana and all.
Oh, really?
Stuff. Today's their Drift day. So
Okay.
they're having their own little mini conference and going over all the stuff you can now do with DeFi on Drift protocol.
Okay.
So definitely be taking a look at that.
Love it. Okay. We got a highlight here. The average cost of mine, 1 ounce of gold is about $1,500. Sounds like a good floor. All right. Sounds like a good floor for gold. Fall down too. Just kidding. I mean, gold's probably going to look pretty strong. The reason why gold and Bitcoin are looking so damn strong is because of something key that I think has been underreported. Me and TJ were talking about it this morning. It is this: the 2025 budget plan currently proposed will significantly grow the federal deficit by 2.8 to $5.8 trillion from 2025 to 2034. This means that they're just going to print up to $8 trillion over the next few years here. This tells major market participants, treasury buyers, the likes of them, with the big bags, the billions, the hundreds of billions, that literally there is no plan for monetary responsibility with the United States or really the world over. We're going to keep printing ourselves out of the problems that our treasury bonds are running into. You hear all the doom and gloom about treasury bonds. Here's your fix. The system is addicted to printing money, to hoisting itself up, and market participants know this. The smart guys see this $8 trillion level of printing that's coming, and they're like, you know what? We're going to pivot to something a little bit more finite. That's why you see the moves into gold. That's why you see the moves into Bitcoin like we've seen, is because the system is intrinsically designed to stay broken, but just operational enough to keep moving down the hill here. Now, this is a highlight from John Deaton talking about, and he doesn't do a bunch of TA, but finally gave I found it interesting. He's given a little bit of TA insights. He's feeling like once 110 is broken, $125,000 happens much faster than people think. And this is how the real bull markets within Bitcoin and crypto start to happen. You start to get to these hyper euphoric levels. And honestly, a time frame where, everyone will say that, oh man, you made it. It was easy. Was it easy to hold the 30% pullback, right? For me, it was, because I literally know that there's no way out of this other than to print dollars from the Federal Reserve. So Bitcoin's an easy hold for me. But for the average person that came in here and bought at 100K, seeing it dip down to 75K was terrifying for them, because they're just starting to learn. But if you just consistently are housing your fiat that you don't need to have actively utilized to pay mortgage or whatever it is, and just locking it in cold storage or an IRA for the long term, the market makes a lot more sense, and it helps you sleep easier at night. What up, Biomex? Good to see you here from the Givers Gain community. Great to see you, brother. Now we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. This Kathy Wood, she is never, short of her hot takes. I want to have a listen to what Kathy Woods and see what we all think about this here.
What would your new target be?
Yes, so we have always had a 2030 target, the base case in the 700 to 750,000 range, the bull case in the $1.5 million range. David Puel, our analyst and our on-chain analyst, put that piece out recently, and you can see the building blocks, how much share we expect Bitcoin to either take from gold or grow that store of value market. Institutions moving in, and they've barely moved in. We have 1 million more coins roughly to be minted ever, and institutions are just testing the waters right now. And then there's the emerging market use case as well. So we think we have miles to go. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, what she says, I can't really discount it from like a regulatory level. They are simply just testing the waters right now, and this is where, the chart that I showed you earlier, this general chart, this is just basic market participation, the basic 4-year cycle for Bitcoin, the basic grounding of physics for Bitcoin. But if we add in nation state FOMO and a true supply squeeze, dudes, like, fuck. I mean, we're at a 20 plus trillion dollar market cap for gold. The world, like, we haven't even talked about these Bitcoin reserves open up the doorway for bit bonds in the United States, US backed bit bonds. The moment that happens, which is actually pretty easy to do once you have a strategic reserve framework laid out, it creates a black hole. Like what Kathy Wood and I've been saying, it's like it creates a black hole of capital, where capital, basically, if you don't open a bit bond as a country, they're simply going to put their cash into the United States bit bond. That is what we've seen. And this is how we see the self-perpetuating cycle of a, world dominated by the US dollar, next 10 years, 20 years, it's going to be dominated by the US dollar, backed by Bitcoin. This is where early adopters are paid back, man. This is huge, huge news. So, you know, it is what it is. A lot of people, God, no, mom, veteran. Hold on.
Try me.
Hold on. This hasn't
Try me.
happened before. This is never.
You are banned.
I had to do it. I had to take this through. Hold on. Wait a minute. Where's this? There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
I love you, buddy. Now, this is all bullishness aside. Something very bearish came out from Mr. Isaac today. We do have to cover this today. Something crazy.
China is putting gay chemicals in the vapes, coupled with fruity pina colada flavoring agents. Many nicotine enjoyers in this country are on the business end of an all-out circus of predatory endocrine warfare. Life isn't meant to be a strawberry margarita sideshow for flamers, okay? So my team and I have partnered with Tucker Carlson and Alp Pouches to help pivot away from the blight of vaporized Chinese homosexuality. Questions?
This is incredible.
This is not a deep fake, by the way. This is 100% real.
This is absolutely a deep. Look at they just claim it. But honestly, man, like he ain't lying. I see someone say Drew's getting fat in the chat. You know, you ain't lying, man. I'm like 255 or something like that. I got a little dad bod going on. I've been working out pretty hard though. Working out, and you know what I realized, Isaac?
Yeah.
And this is probably true because I don't really muscle weighs a lot more than fat. So when I'm 6'5", it makes sense because I don't really look fat. I feel fat though if I'm not working out the abs a bunch and doing all that stuff. So shout out to Pamela Reif. She's been kicking my ass in the gym. Absolutely unhinged workout lady she is. So now we got this. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF is now in the top 5 for ETFs and year-to-date flows.
Insanity.
That's incredible. And this is the, first few years that these things are being available. Like, just think about, this is the black hole of capital, and they see more and more money being made by the ETF buyers. And we saw BlackRock just not letting the gas off. They were shilling Bitcoin hard when we were even down at $75,000. Nope. Going to buy Bitcoin. Larry Fink kept advertising it. And now their holders that took advantage and listened to them are up big, man. You never do as they, in history, I haven't done as they say, but now we've had to deal with this BlackRock acceptance of Bitcoin, which is pretty much a new precedent for what I've seen the talking heads, admit to markets at large here. So now we have Mayor Adams coming out, introducing a new crypto advisory council for the New York City Crypto Summit. I believe Josh is out here, isn't he?
He is.
Is he out there?
I think he's right now. So.
Yeah. Let's have a listen to this. This is Mayor Adams. Past Republican turned Democrat, might be a Republican here in the short term here. Let's have a listen to what he's got to say about crypto.
So this is our announcement that we will be creating a digital asset advisory council to bring fintech jobs and investment right here to the Big Apple. And we're going to ask the rank and file to come from among you to help us say to government, get out of the way, allow it to grow and prosper by going to those who have been in this field for many years. In a few weeks, we'll be announcing the chair of this council and with key policy recommendations to help ensure that we use this technology in the right way. This is not about chasing memes or trends. We want to use the technology of tomorrow to better serve New Yorkers today. We have experts right here, and they are going to help us navigate solutions that serve our city. We are lucky to have this type of human capital right here in the city of New York. You've been hiding in the shadows, afraid to come out during the day. Come out now. You can prosper in this great city.
Crypto holders in New York, come out of the closet, he calls for. They have to have some kind of come out.
I can't say that. I forgot.
You know what? Mayor Adams, he's been taking his checks in Bitcoin. He's out there highlighting it. Who's laughing now? People did laugh at him when he was taking his paychecks in Bitcoin. I think we're at like 50K or 40K when he started to do it. Now he's just laughing his way, honestly, not even to the bank, to his cold storage wallet, which you should be implementing yourself with Codebase 10 down in the description. But now we got the section for altcoins. We're going to take a look at it. Check it out here. This is Gabriel. This guy is how most people feel that are chasing around the altcoin pumps here. Let's have a look here. Somehow I exited this. Back to tab. Let's do this. All right. This guy's amazing.
I was gonna take the goddamn day off of shitcoining, but then I realized, how the fuck am I gonna whack me and retire in a goddamn reasonably sized fucking house if I don't buy a goddamn shitcoin today? I need that goddamn 100x today. How the fuck am I going to pay my bills if I'm not buying goddamn shitcoin? That's what I got, and that's what I'm about. So fuck it, I'm back in Deck Screener, I'm back in the screener, I'm looking for the goddamn coins. Send me the contract that you're suspicious. I'm looking for 100x. If you send me a fucking 100x, I'm giving you a 50x back. Let's fucking go.
All right. So I understand the
Holy
excitement.
shit.
He's excited. Okay. This is when you're looking at an average cost of a house being like $450,000, and people that are just getting into crypto, they see the $100,000 Bitcoin, and they have unit bias because you can't get a whole Bitcoin if you're just getting into the market usually. And the bearishness that I've seen on X largely stems from people just like this. You get rich in crypto slowly. You protect that money that you make quickly. You have to keep that at the forefront of your mind, because the major moves do come for Bitcoin. They're coming for Ethereum. Honestly, I kind of feel like starting to trade on Ethereum more than Bitcoin even right now, because I think Ethereum is lagging and it's about to absolutely rip people's faces off. Same with Solana. I think that the time frame of ignoring the altcoin sector, it's shortening. And really, I've been looking out for the June timeframe to really start to see those things tick over, not just because the past expectations of the Federal Reserve interest rate cuts, which aren't even coming by the looks of it right now, but it's the understanding that the government is upping the basic budget to print $8 trillion anyways, without any Fed cuts, without any of that stuff coming into the market here. I do want to check out Bitcoin dominance as well, Isaac, now that we're getting into the altcoin section. Let's see what we're looking at here.
Breaking from Cointelegraph, just
What do we got?
The U.S. Senate has officially advanced the Genius Bill for consideration.
Ooh, boy.
Ooh,
Okay.
baby.
Okay. You know what? The Nikitas, we're gonna have a code for the ticker behind me.
Oh yeah, let me get that actually.
Yeah, go get that code here and then drop it into the chat here, because this thing is how you can make $2,000 a day. Honestly, like trading, I'm printing, you guys. And if you constantly have the levels in front of you, if you constantly are being able to pay attention to the markets on top of everything else that I do, I stay very busy. But being able to print $2,000 in Tether a day by knowing where the market's at every single moment of the day, setting your levels, knowing what your levels are ahead of time, and then you see on this ticker that level hit, that's YOLO time, baby. So I absolutely love this ticker box, man. We're going to get the link for you down in the description here, but people wonder, how do you stay up to date with all the information and the price at the same time? Man, you got to stay on it, man. It's a busy life being a crypto trader. It's about to get busier for me as I start messing with the Morpho and Aerodrome pools with Veteran Crypto, DeFi Crypto, and airdrops. But you know what? I'm loving it, because in the future, I know that banks are going to need our advice when it comes to this yield, when it comes to crypto, when it comes to custody crypto, and when it comes to the general flows of macro markets and what could likely actually come to the cryptocurrency market. Now, we've never been more here to stay. And this is where we can make generational wealth. Absolutely is. So this is, and yeah, Andy's highlighting the government is moving fast. There is no lie about that, man. They are moving at breakneck speed. Speaking of governments moving at breakneck speed, we got this. Argentine government dismantled the investigative task force investigating the Libre. Isaac, if you could go over this article real quick for me. I've got to go handle something real quick, but just go over this article. This matters quite a bit, especially for Solana peeps.
Sounds good here. So I'm going to go ahead and read through this. The new Argentine government dismantled the investigative task force investigating the Libra debacle, stating in a decree published in the official Gazette that the unit has fulfilled the functions assigned to it via Bloomberg. Let's see. Bam, bam. Task force created just 3 months ago to investigate the Libra cryptocurrency scandal and the roles of President Javier Milei and his sister Karina, according to a decree published in an official gazette. Decision was signed by Malian Justice Minister Marino Cueno Lebrana. Yeah, Lebrana. Yeah, that's right. The UTI was tasked with investigating allegations of irregularity.
You are banned.
Cut you off. I had to cut you off. It's
Oh, yeah,
sack
that's fair.
nasty, sack nasty
Oh, yeah.
out of control. Okay, back to the story here. I'm sorry, I had to do it.
Good.
You remember, Isaac? This was a
Yeah.
black eye on Solana, bro.
This was a direct punch to the face and
Straight punch to the dick. Now
Yeah, it hurt.
Trump and his meme coin kind of marked the local top for Solana, but you know what? I don't think Solana's done by a long shot. And Big Hands Dan highlighted this. I bet you better give you a follow back here, Big Hands Dan. Come on now, live on air. Solana wins again. Crypto Stevie tagged Crypto Steve and me in this, but this is ANZA XYZ research team announcing a new state-of-the-art Solana consensus on stage at the Solana Accelerate expose here. The Alpenglow protocol. Basically, it's bringing transaction finality down to 100 to 150 milliseconds. Insanely fast finality for Solana transactions, and not only for just the basic design of Solana. I think this is bullish. I worry about the damn dent in my head from these headphones. So what we have here is Solana no longer has a failure to communicate. It has stayed operational during that Trump meme coin rollout, where 800 million or 800, it was 800,000 wallets were created in, was it 3 days? That was the largest influx that we've ever seen in crypto's history. And so, yeah, it was 2 days time. And so the stress test that brought to Solana showed me the fact that it didn't go down during the largest stress test of new wallet creations and transaction in entire crypto history, including Bitcoin, means that not only is Solana here for quite some time, but also it's going to be one of the most competitive crypto projects out there when it comes to, what's going to overtake Ethereum. I don't think it's easily done. And honestly, I don't think it's going to be done this cycle, but Solana proving itself and now increasing their transaction finality by 100x. This opens up an absolute shitstorm of production that can happen in the AI agent sector, right?
Yeah.
And we've already seen AI agents choose Solana to build these sectors out. Now, get this. We're up to a few million, maybe 10 million AI agents, and that's a high estimate out so far. AI agents are very, very new to the average ecosystem. The most intelligent people in AI development have been talking about over 4 billion AI agents being produced in the next 2 years. 4 billion. Okay. This means that if these developers continue to utilize the blockchain and the aggregation of data through Solana, that honestly, bro, Solana does have the potential to flip Ethereum if AI infrastructure outpaces DeFi over the course of the next 5 to 10 years. Flat out. Now, DeFi is a monster in and of itself because banks are going to want to earn yield on their billions of dollars. But seeing the amount of AI agents that are already been produced and the trajectory of how many are going to be actually active over the next few years, this is something a lot of people don't talk about. And I'm not here. What's that? Yeah, I mean, I'm not here calling about what's happened and look what happened and this is fun, guys, right? Like, I'm literally dropping, I want to curse right now. I'm dropping the future of information over to you guys before it even happens. And sure, we might be hella early on this, but dudes, this is happening. Corporations, DeFi agents, these are all coming. And corporations want nothing less than to put you out of work and to automate the system to lower their output, right? Their costs monthly. This is how the average person in the US and across the globe is going to be outsourced, is by AI agents, be it real estate, on utilizing AI agents and smart contracts to run the paperwork. We can go down the list about this, but the time to figure out how to create a working program for money to make you money. Money needs to make you money, be it trading, be it DeFi, crypto, DeFi, crypto and airdrops. Does a great job of explaining that. Honestly, I'm so heavy into trading. I'm going to be utilizing VET in our Discover Investments group, which is a paid for service, and it's $100 a month. But guess what? If you're learning how to print $1,000 a day off of 200 grand, it might be worth it, right? That's why we have a gate to this, because it's not just information meant for everyone. Like literally, we're giving you the tools to change everything about what we view money as and how we make money. It's all happening. Are we at $110,000 Bitcoin right now? Are you
No, we're
serious?
at 109.6.
Oh my God, bro. We are pumping. Hold on. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
But it is
Holy
right at
God.
the same time.
Oh
Holy
my God.
candlestick.
109,891. As I'm talking, we are absolutely just sending. Holy cow. Holy cow. What does the rest of the market look like? Let's go to Coin 360. This is a time for celebration, folks. This is a time to be proud of ourselves. Let's see here. Let's go to share this tab. Get rid of these stupid advertisements. Bam. All right. So now we got Link trying to cook up to that $17 spot in our Discover Investments group. Dudes, a dude's in there long in chain link from like $15. He's got a target of 17, man. Looks like that's coming in short order. Solana 174. CZ's almost allowed to escape prison. Ethereum over $2,600. And I shit picked the lot. I was talking about it. I'm always doing content, man. It is what it is.
I am rock hard.
Oh my God, bro. Avalanche trying to give out $25 for Avalanche is a sticky point. 17 cents or $17 for Link is a sticky point. But you know what? This is the time frame where things really start to move at an intense pace. I'm so excited for you guys, for myself. This is so cool, man. Seeing this go down now. We are starting to see daily runners on the Solana ecosystem, man. Top 5 Solana performers over the last 24 hours with a minimum of $5 million market caps. AP, POTUS, RIP, VC, Retard, and Dizzy. Hard R on the Retard. That's huge. Let's go over to the top trending coins and coin market cap as well. We're gonna have a lot of new coins that make no sense, and our literal vaporware starts sending. I'm not afraid to call it. Well, as I see it, a lot of this stuff is vaporware, but guess what? They're launching into the bullish points of the market here. It is what it is. The money's green. So Bitcoin, second. Oh my God. So Bitcoin's the #1 trending, obviously, with the all-time highs being hit. But Pi token, my scam token, is right below it. This is incredible.
Are you gonna dump it at $1? Finally, please dump it at $1.
Fine. You know what? Fine.
Next time it hits $1, dump it.
Official Trump right behind. Look at Pepe. Look at Pepe.
Okay, sweet.
No, man, I was talking about Pepe's little floor. And look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The strong.
It's almost
One
like
of
you
the
know what you're
strongest.
doing.
Well, because it's the second strongest. In my opinion, Pepe is the second strongest behind Doge
That is a
in terms of
penis,
altcoins
Jared.
or meme coins. Look, this thing is up by 150% since that floor call. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Absolutely incredible. David Middleton, long Link at 1585, trimmed a little off the top, up like 150%. Yeah, damn.
Like what, $16 right now? 16.
Good
flat?
job, Dave. Good job.
Beautiful.
I love seeing my community winning like this. Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Now, let's go look at the general markets. So top gainer in the top 100 is Dog with Hat. Coming back, Dog has got a new hat. Fart coin, that hot air continually rising. Brett with his mullet making moves as I'd expect him to do so. Brett's such an interesting play. It's like a base meme thing. And base memes, they don't do as good as Solana memes, but honestly, it's man, this is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now I want to go here. Let's keep looking. A lot of meme coins pumping. A lot of meme coins pumping. Man, this is intense. Okay. And you know what the crazy part about this is? We're hitting all-time highs, and the fear and greed index isn't even above into the extreme greed level here. For someone new to crypto, can you explain why alts are 4x the price previous to the same? Can you explain why the alts were 4x the price previously at the same Bitcoin price? Because Bitcoin dominance has chosen violence, and a lot of people, this is where the whole conversation, the alts move down much faster and harder than Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin has a 10% pullback, you know what? It's going to very, very much so play into the altcoin sector. But seeing this, this is something that in altcoins, the most powerful thing that you can do if you are feeling like you miss it, if you have like, let's say, a huge backup avalanche and you're watching Bitcoin do what it's do, but you know, avalanche is sitting here kind of sitting still, you utilize this general pattern and playbook that I do. Honestly, you need first of all, having a wife that, you know, is a genius at selling at the tops is helpful. But also to that, I have the AVAX to Bitcoin chart. Okay. And when I hear those and I finally feel like showing her the portfolio, showing the upside, this is what I'm looking at here. So it's the weekly on AVAX to Bitcoin. When I saw that we have multiple weeks of massive movements up and against the Bitcoin pricing, then I can go ahead and know that it's okay to clip my AVAX for some profits here. Now, look at this. AVAX has not even budged when it comes to moving up and against Bitcoin. And honestly, I'm not expecting Avalanche to break up and just start really gaining above its old trend line against Bitcoin. But what I am expecting is from these current levels, we could see Avalanche run by over 240% from where it is. From where it is literally right now, we could see this thing run by 240%. And in the backdrop of a 130, 150, $200,000 Bitcoin, that means $150, $250 avalanche, man. Like, that's what people don't get. It's all there. It's all there, man. This is huge gains that you can make against Bitcoin, but it's only for a short amount of time, and you have to have the nuts to pull the trigger and take those profits and put them into Bitcoin. You know, real estate, if you're going to live in a house, honestly, I'm not even interested in doing the rental thing at this point. Insurance rates, all that crap, way too high. So really the alts that I'm clipping are going basically into Bitcoin, putting that into a Bitcoin IRA with our partner, Bitcoin IRA, link in the description, tell them Blockchain Basement sent you. And all of those different aspects that, you know, because I can't imagine buying a rental property that I'm actively being taxed upon, and then some renter comes and just destroys the place, when I could just literally buy Bitcoin, put it into a Bitcoin IRA, and let it run. Let it run. Rentals are only worth it if you're paying cash. Even that, man. You know, because I am looking at doing the rentals. Well, I was looking at doing the rentals with just a cash buy of the locations. I don't even feel like it. Like, now I got like weird squatter laws protecting squatters, and insurance premiums absolutely going ballistic. It's freaking ridiculous, man. So that's where it is, you know, and we see the plan to print $8 trillion by 2035 from the United States government. Guess what that's going to do to the rest of the governments across the world? They're going to print hard too. The value of our dollar is going to continue going to the downside, and I'm going to house it there. I'm going to house it in there. I know guns are a great one. I've already got enough guns, though. I've already got enough guns. Maybe running a storage facility might be good. We do have Trump dinner is coming tomorrow. So this is something to look out for the Trump token. Haktua, the gal from Haktua, Haley Welch, didn't know how crypto worked, and her meme coin crashed by 95%. So she didn't even know. She's completely innocent in it. She's completely innocent in this. You know what? I just had an idea come to my mind, Isaac.
What's up?
What if every single NFT holder of the blockchain basement sub 15K gets access to the entire Discord of the new Discord, the premium Discord? That actually would have insane value behind it. I'm going to run it by TJ because I've been thinking of some way. You know, there's been no old school promise of that. But dude, I see some of the names in here that have been here from the start. We're starting up the new Discover Investments group, which honestly is tons of value. I'm in there every single day at market open. You know, me, Kelly, Nick, you know, DZ, aka TJ, Josh, we're all just pouring our information in there, our portfolios and everything like that. I think that was I think that might actually be a really good move. I'm gonna run it by TJ if that can happen.
Let's do it.
Really fun. That'd be really fun. The Dada. We should get a you know, give us a, you know, a yes or no in the chat. Put the poll up. Let the people decide if we go ahead and do this. You know, that actually might be something that I really feel would be really beneficial. Really beneficial. I think Michael Moore missed BJ's random appearance. BJ is just randomly appearing in our show now from the woods. That's where BJ is. He's probably in the woods, creeping around doing it here. 5K subber here. Damn, you were here from 5K.
That's crazy.
Shout out to you, dude. I mean, it's been so long, man. We're at 78,400 subscribers as of right now. But we were calling the bottom in the basement. 15K. I took the risk, and TJ asked me, he's like, "Hey, Drew, is this the bottom?" And you know what? I said, yeah. I said it was. It felt good. We've been buying, we've been stacking crypto ever since then. All the genius pundits, the big ones, were calling for 10K Bitcoin. We said, no, we hold this line and we cook on up from here, man. Holy cow. But you know what? Bitcoin beat us to the 100K mark, Isaac. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Sad.
Stop teasing this shit until you're certain. Nah, I want to demand this, Doozy. I want to demand this because that needs to happen, right? All the NFT holders, they've been here since the beginning, you know? That actually, I think that I can actually make that go down. I think I can make that go down. So, not telling you, I want to highlight this from Veteran Crypto. He's talking about Plume being listed on Binance. That would be big news. So we may as well go check out Plume's price actually in the backdrop of Binance getting ready to list it. I don't know if it's for perpetuals or for spot access to Plume. Plume's been honestly a pretty progressive up into the right type graph. It didn't pull back in a huge way when everything else really got its ass kicked. It's been a good hold. Let's check out the just general top coins on the watch list here. ASI, Pi token, the scam pumping, Constellation DAG trying to hit that 5-cent mark once again. There's a lot to be desired, honestly, on these coins here. There's a lot to be desired in relevance to Bitcoin's price action. I think we're going to get it here. And the main one I'm watching for this big move is indeed Ethereum. It's around this Bitcoin dominance chart, man. It's right at that golden pocket retracement level where we could see the fake out to the upside and then start seeing that major pullback. And I would not be surprised if this is indeed that time frame of that pullback actually happening. We have this going down. This was the moment we were expecting Bitcoin dominance to pull back and really start to cook to the downside, right? It didn't happen. Instead, we had 3 weeks of a fake out and then Bitcoin up and to the right only. But now we have the finalization of the Stablecoin Act, the Genius Act coming in. And this is 182 days past expectations of Bitcoin dominance. It makes sense in the backdrop. Hindsight's obviously 2020. Now that we have the strategic reserves moving through multiple states, we have, our current crypto legislation being very pro Bitcoin, seeing the dominance give that fake out and just extend its life cycle by 180 days makes a lot of sense. So this could be that fake out moment. Now, where I expect this thing falling down to isn't necessarily, if you're looking at the old trend lines, you're like, man, because a lot of people are looking at this bottom trend line and then highlighting they're expecting something like this where Bitcoin dominance could fall by essentially 30% down to 44, 45%. I disagree with that. I think the backdrop of the strategic reserves, all of this bullishness and adoption for Bitcoin leaves it with room to basically fall by about 20%, 21%. So that, I think, is my general idea of where Bitcoin's going to fall. And my God, man, we are so damn early because we think about it like banks and major market manipulators only hold like 3% of the Bitcoin right now. But once the Bitcoin yield, once the Bitcoin bonds come in, this is where the chaos begins. And I'm here for it, man. This is going to be absolutely crazy to see. I do want to go check in on Bitcoin right now. Where are we sitting? We're sitting at about, we peaked out while I was yapping there at about $109,879. Man, whew, this is absolutely crazy. We saw the breakout. Now we got to watch the liquidity levels very closely. In terms of getting into our next set of trades. Let's check out the 12-hour here. Bam. All right. So the washout down to 107.9 makes a lot of sense. On the 24-hour, though, I did see this morning there was that 105 spot. Don't know if those are still in play, but 105.5 is where we could see that good juicy pullback too. Because nothing goes up into the right only. But in general, over the next few weeks, I do feel like we're playing out to that $114,000 level. We're going to be going to Bitcoin Vegas. Recent all-time highs, absolute ridiculousness, hyper excitement for Bitcoin. But guess what? There's a reason why When do you short Bitcoin? I don't short Bitcoin until like mid 2026. That's it. That's all I'm looking at for when to short Bitcoin. Now where we're at, I am only looking for washout levels to the downside, find those, major liquidity washouts, and then put the longs in from that time. I am not shorting Bitcoin in this season. I am not acting like I'm good enough to do the up and down and call the perfect time where Bitcoin's going to go down. I know we're in a bull market. I know that there's upside ahead of us. That's my thesis. I'm sticking to it. It's worked for me so far. Crypto Steva says it best. You never short Bitcoin at this time in the bull market. Now, Isaac, I want you to bring up Drift. I want to check out Drift. I want to check out Marinade, and I want to check out Camino. You're my resident Solana maxi here. I'll flip you over to the main screen so you kind of take the wheel here. I want to see what we got.
Yes, sir. Let me pull this up first. Just give me just 1 second.
Yeah.
Bam, bam. Drift is live right now. I'm not gonna watch that, but that's okay. I'm gonna throw this up here.
That's good.
And I'm going to share this tab instead. All right. Drift. This is Drift Stake Soul. I went to the wrong one because I'm a little dumb. That's okay. All right. 67 cents, up 4.4% of the day. Again, today is a big day for Drift Protocol itself because it is the DeFi day where they're unleashing their new DeFi platform, which I'll get into here in a second on their actual website. I'm sitting here at a $200 million market cap. Again, been holding this thing since 25 cents. So I've been locked in the trenches of Drift Protocol.
And I cheated it. So now I'm like, I might come back in now. Like, what'd you say? What's the big news for him?
So the big news, we're going to pull over here. We're going to go down. I saved it. It should be right here. Okay. Drift Institutional is here. A new white glove service to help institutions bring real world assets on chain into Solana DeFi ecosystem. And basically, it goes through all of it. They're showing their new DeFi using RWAs, and they had a couple.
So this changes a lot because remember when you looked at locking your Drift tokens and earning yield off, it was like a percent or something. It
was hardly anything, but now they're like really stepping it up in the game, and they're introducing new liquidity pools and new use cases for RWAs for being able to earn yield on your not only your Drift but your Solana and your USDC, all that type of stuff. So they're doing some really big things. So you see a little bit of a pump today because of their new DeFi day. They're live right now. But
I think it's just in congruent to the rest of the markets pumping too. I mean, you saw like pies of
100%. I mean, when you have Bitcoin hitting all-time highs, of course you're going to see altcoins start to run up, especially the low caps.
Okay, now let's go. All right, so I might end up. I'm more enticed by Marinade. It's because I want to kind of up the Solana exposure, especially since I saw that finality increase by 100x on their last update. So I feel a little bit underexposed to Solana currently. I mean, I did sell Drift at like $2.40. Seeing it pull back to that level, I don't feel horrible about it, but I could get back in. But let's pull up Marinade. Isaac, I want you to do this because I want you to kind of be the Solana navigator here. You've been great with Solana. It's just something about it with you and Solana. You guys get along.
I don't know. I do it pretty well. So this is Marinade. Marinade's at 13 cents right now. 23% on the day. Sub $55 million market cap. So that is a low cap little grab right there.
Oh Lord.
Full diluted valuation 135. Let's go take a look at the website first.
Yeah.
All right. So unbeatable Solana staking rewards Marinade natively because I have no idea what this is.
Well, what happened was yesterday Chainlink hooked up with Solana and Aggregate, right? And then very bad news for Pyth, whatever, the competitor to Chainlink, but very, very bullish for Solana and the DeFi protocols within Solana because it opens up basically $18 billion of capital flow. That can look at Solana now for their competitive APYs. And Marinade and Camino, the TVL to price of the token comparison was sitting very, very, very bullishly. Yeah, and huge shout out to Crypto Steva for bringing this up because I know I've like breezed over Marinade and Camino as options and just something out there for DeFi, but seeing the finality increase and seeing the Chainlink integration for that 18 billion, look at that. I mean, that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, look at this crap. This
You
is
know?
insane.
And we were looking at this on Monday, and we have pumped really, really hard since Monday. So shout out to everyone. I saw some people were able to get into the project on that call from Monday. They're probably up by a couple double-digit levels. There's a lot to catch up. There's a lot of ground that Solana can catch up to within this particular project. But now let's go to Camino. Camino with a K. Kamino. Let's check out that one as well. And then we're going to go into SWI. We're going to go into SWI ecosystem next here because I got an idea on the top of my mind. I'm seeing a lot of money moving into SWI, and it seems to have a heck of a spotlight for this bull market. It's a very low level, undiscovered, kind of ecosystem there. So Camino up 6% on the day.
Market cap 113 million. Another juice low cap, and let's see. We'll go to their website too, because I like doing some Solana deep dives too. I'm not very familiar with either Camino or Marinade, so this is going to be good for me. I'm guessing these both look like borrow and lending yield for DeFi on Solana.
Yeah.
So
well, and it's the congruence of the Genius Act happening, and I think the Genius Act's actually going to go through, and Chainlink's integration with Solana in aggregate, dude. Not these two things, and the market share that Solana's been able to take away. You add in the AI agent infrastructure being built out. I could see $500 to $800 for Solana this cycle. At these current price levels, man, that's a lot of gains for a project that's already pretty high up in total market cap. That's going to be competing with Ethereum more than Ethereum's ever been competed with in its entire history. It's putting the stress test up. Now, can it flip? Maybe, maybe not. Right? That's like Ethereum is it's still number 2, and Ethereum's going to run into a lot of headwinds should it approach that $1 trillion level. But where is the general price of Camino right now? Has it pumped as hard as Marinade? That's what I want to know.
Let's see. So we're going to do a little testing.
6% today.
6% today, and I'm going to go back over to Marinade. Marinade, I think, was what, 22%?
20, yeah, so plus 20%. I think it's 23%, 22.
22% right now. So in relevance of the 24-hour, you can see this is kind of the shelf.
Yeah.
But yesterday,
up
from today, and all the crazy news that we've had going on, and then going back over to Camino, a little more of it was making higher lows. Yeah, this is higher lows, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Marinade is looking pretty enticing. Camino's looking enticing in general. It looks like Marinade might have a little bit of more juice in the engine right now. Now we got to look at SWI. Okay. So SWI has CETAS protocol within it. CETAS protocol is a similar type of product as what we looked at just now with the Solana ecosystem and the DeFi yield bearing kind of ecosystem in general, right? But again, this stems from the Genius Act looking like it's going to go through. Institutions are going to be legally able to earn massive amounts of yield, and these smaller protocols like Solana and SWI are offering major yield to catch up with stuff. So let's go to CETAS here. Here's SWI. This is $4. So SWI, it's insane to see it break. Honestly, SWI, I can see 10 to 20 very conservatively this cycle. CETAS protocol within SWI up 10% today. Look at that thing. And this is the 7-day. Go to the max on CETAS protocol. Bam. Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, I mean, dude,
bro, it looks like your Pepe bottom almost.
It does. Yeah. It does look like the Pepe bottom. Shit, man. This is where, because I got a couple G's dry powder. I'm thinking about getting more exposure.
Go to the max on all. So this is the max on Marinade. I'm gonna go over to the max, and then this is the max on Camino. Yeah.
All right. Go to CETAS though. Let's compare CETAS to Marinade here. CETAS to Marinade on the max. Yeah. Look at that shit. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is something to watch out for. That's something to watch out for. There's a lot of highlights that are going to be coming to the SWI ecosystem, and really, altcoin season comes at you real quick. What the moral of the story is that there's a reason why there's a bunch of Bitcoin maxis that are angry that altcoins even exist, is because altcoins outpace Bitcoin by massive, massive margins for a short amount of time every single market. That is on the doorstep. We're not there yet. And you know what? When it does come, you're going to see even more hateful Bitcoin maxis come out. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I am a Bitcoin surest. I am sure about Bitcoin, but I print more Bitcoin by being involved with altcoins at the right time. This is what the game's all about. And then having the balls to clip them, to jeet them into Bitcoin and protect that value for the future here. So I love and appreciate every single one of you out there. Isaac, what was the end result of that poll we put out? Should we, should we move for that?
79% yes.
79% yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Everyone votes.
And this is sub 15K Discord access. This is the Discover Investment Group premium Discord. A lot of people are feeling that. And you know what? I've been thinking of for a long time. What could we do for NFT holders that were sub 15K here in the blockchain basement? You guys have been the literal foundation of what this channel has been built upon. I think that we could actually do this. And who voted no? Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Loser.
I'm gonna ban you.
Oh my God.
Beautiful day.
You know, but you know what? We work hard for you guys every single day. Isaac knows I'm always pumped full of pre-workout, anger, zest,
more anger and hatred.
I work hard for you guys. So you know what? I'm gonna go work hard on getting that set up with the boys here, because I think that would be a major thing to set up for everyone. So and then Ducey says we can find a new thing for memberships. Maybe we should start doing the black site videos again for the members here on the YouTube channel. Possibly. Maybe. Yep. You know, honestly, we probably should, because there's some crazy stuff I didn't even get to today about Iran and Israel and nuclear facilities and all this crazy stuff in the background here. Dude, put some chrome on the bends. Oh my God, I love you guys. All right, well, we're gonna get to it. I'm actually gonna be making a video I'm working on a video for the Discover Crypto YouTube channel, the big one. The big guys. Here's Kelly Kellum saying what up. I'm gonna be working on that video with Kelly, and it's gonna be explaining in a concise manner what the top 10 crypto projects in the current ecosystem actually should look like if we continue on this path of bullishness into the end of the year 2025, and how many X's we could actually be looking at for the top projects like Ethereum. I'm talking XRP even in there. I'm talking ADA. I'm talking about Solana. I'm talking about all the bigs, AVEX, Sweet, Chainlink, all of them. I'm going to be covering all of them in this deep dive with Kelly Kellum on market historical trends that we should be looking out for, so that we don't cheat these bags too early as the things start to heat up real good for us. I love and appreciate every single one of you out there. Honestly, we got some big stuff to think about. We got the link in the description. Isaac, did you get the link for the ticker?
It's already in there.
You got it in the description?
And our boy over there, he already got it.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to you. He already picked up one. Shout out to you. We have a link. There's great new partners. I love the ticker box company. This thing's absolutely awesome. Pretty easy to set up. And it keeps me up to date with all the prices as I'm sitting here going through all the news. It looks like I'm going to be pushing hard for OG NFT holders to get that dig access. And also, we're going to be bringing back black site videos. We got a lot to get to. I thought we were busy before. We are going to be working even harder. And guess what, Isaac? It's going to get even crazier when we're at $150,000. You're going to be balancing quite a bit of stuff there.
It's going to be great. I can't wait, man.
Yep. I love it. I love it. I appreciate every single one of you out there. Thank you for supporting the channel, you guys. I'll get working on these new advancements for OG members. Use Bitcoin IRAs, tax incentives to get your Bitcoin stored in an IRA for the long term. Take advantage of that tax incentive. Store your crypto in cold storage as well. Have a balance of those, because you don't want to have it all in one basket. Use code BASE10 for our cold storage device, and get trading with me on LBank. Link in the description. Make sure you have that link in the description utilized to create your profile so that you can actually get access for free to the Discover Investments Group Discord in the trading chat. You literally only need your user ID. You get in at no charge. I love and appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.